You're back with another video. This time we got top 10 coolest Bleach Zanpakuto. And I have to remind y'all that this is a very sad day. I actually unsubscribed from the Joe Budden podcast today. It was a very sad day. It's not the same without Rory. Maul, but Rory, it's not the same. It's not the same. Let's get into it though.
It's been quite a while since Bleach ended.
Oh yeah, make sure y'all like the video, sub to the channel. Do that for them, do that for me, both it. Let's get into it.
Yet I'd say its legacy still lives on. Now, I don't know about you, but I have to say the Zanpakuto are among the most striking elements in Bleach. Magical swords gifted with unique powers. I'd say that the concept of the Zanpakuto is one of the things that made Bleach the success
total,
that it was. With its long anime and various spin-off novels, Bleach
if it's total Zanpakuto, then of course we don't know Aizen's Bankai, so that kind of has to throw him down. But his Shikai, disgusting. It's disgustingly strong. So it's like, bruh, Ichigo, that should be up there. That's really cool. Byakuya, that's really cool. What's his name? Toshiro? The ice dude? It's been so long since I watched Bleach. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what.
After almost a decade, Bleach is set to get an anime again. Room series. Now, without further ado,
there we go.
Let's get started in our countdown of the top 10 Zanpakuto in Bleach. Take note that the majority of the list is going to be taking note of abilities and performances.
That it being animated thing was a while ago, so this video gotta be from a little bit ago. 2020, yeah, March. It's the last year.
On the list we have Nozarashi. Right off the bat, we have a spoiler Zanpakuto on the list. What is Nozarashi, you may ask? Why, it's our favorite Blood Knight and Battle Sage Kenpachi Zaraki Zanpakuto. Yes, in the final arc, Kenpachi finally released his Zanpakuto, and the lean, chipped sword that we have all grown to love gives away to a great axe, giving our already destructive captain even more raw power. In true Kenpachi fashion, Nozarashi retains its wielder's brute force gimmick, allowing him even more destructive capabilities, but that's not even getting to its Bankai form yet. In Bankai, Nozarashi pretty much turns Kenpachi into Bleach's version of Fate Stay Night's Berserker. Just look at that appearance and judge for yourself. Kenpachi is nigh unstoppable in this form, and he pretty much becomes a demonic herald of decimation in Bankai. Few Zanpakuto can match Nozarashi in terms of raw power, but in a world of creative ability such as Bleach, raw power ain't gonna cut it. Further up the list, we move on to something more familiar.
He is disgustingly strong too.
Zabimaru.
Kenpachi didn't even have a Shikai in the anime. Like bruh. For the longest, Zabimaru is my favorite.
That turns into a bony snake. Zabimaru has been a mainstay in Bleach, and it came with an awesome debut episode during the Soul Society arc. Unfortunately, its Bankai form has since been power creeped, and overall, even with this supposedly powerful Bankai, Renji doesn't have the best win-loss record out there. Despite everything, Zabimaru is still simple and pretty cool too. Much like a lot of the main characters on Zanpakuto, Zabimaru gets a much-needed upgrade in the final arc in the form of its true Bankai form. Now known as Soul Zabimaru, Renji's true Bankai rests upon its wielder's body in a much cooler form. It also gives Renji new attacks as well, such as an ability that allows Renji to fire spiritual blasts through energy-generated jaws.
Do y'all remember that filler arc where they had their Zanpakuto come to life and like manifest themselves in the real world? I know that was filler at first, but that was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Zabimaru was cool. Zenbon Zakura was cool. There was that dude with the sickle, the sickle Shikai. That was hella cool. That dude was hella cool. With the kanji, not the kanji, the 69 on his face, because I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be something that they censored out.
Seen and grown familiar with already thanks to the anime. Actually, more people know it for its Bankai form rather than its Shikai form, with how often it gets used in Bankai. I'm talking about Hyorin Maru. The sight of Hitsugaya and his ice dragon wings has been a fangirl dream since the peak years of Bleach. Daiguren Hyorinmaru needs no introduction, and I think few Zanpakuto has the distinction of giving its wielder such an iconic change in form. In terms of ice powers, not a lot can match Hitsugaya and Hyorinmaru, known as the strongest ice Zanpakuto. Hyorinmaru grants Hitsugaya tons of flower-themed ice abilities that specialize mostly in direct offense, putting him in contrast with the series' other prominent ice wielder who specializes in area of effect combat. More on that later. Hitsugaya proves that training does pay off, and in the final arc of the manga, he unlocks Daiguren Hyorinmaru's complete Bankai form, transforming him into Ichigo? Hyorinmaru makes it there for the cultural impact of its form. I don't think that there is a Zanpakuto transformation
that's hella cool, I'm not gonna lie.
Than Daiguren Hyorinmaru among the Bleach fandom.
On the last chapter? Come on.
On the topic of Bankai releases, we have the Zanpakuto with the honor of the longest gap between its Shikai and Bankai reveal. This is Urahara's Benihime. It didn't take long for us to see Benihime's Shikai. Used by Urahara in the early arcs, Benihime functions similarly to Zangetsu in the sense that it fires beams. It can also be used defensively due to its ability to manifest a red shield. However, the most intriguing part about Benihime comes in Urahara's comment about its Bankai form not being fit to train others. Why is that so, you might be asking? After 600 chapters in the manga, we finally get our answer. It's not a Bankai primarily built for combat or training. In place of the usual physical or magical attacks that Bankai typically get, Benihime's Bankai form specializes in reconstruction. Befitting a genius creator like Urahara, the Bankai is able to reconstruct anything at the molecular level. So that means dissecting and stitching Urahara's injuries together and altering the enemy's properties. The best part about it, its effect isn't limited to combatants. Even the environment can become Urahara's weapon should he decide to reconstruct pathways with his Bankai.
Now this is one I did not expect.
Now,
that big ass baby.
Ashisogi Jizo seems to be a Zanpakuto fitting for resident mad scientist Mayuri. To put it lightly, it looks disgusting and off-putting, a true reflection of its owner's sick and twisted personality. In the anime, Mayuri's used Ashisogi Jizo's Shikai form as a poison injector. More often, however, Mayuri uses his Zanpakuto in his Bankai form, a gigantic caterpillar bound to elicit some big-time nightmares. Yes. What if I tell you
he is this world's version of Caesar Clown? Uses poison, he's, well, gases, but you know what I mean. He's just this version of Caesar Clown. This Bleach is Caesar Clown. I don't know who was first, but it might have been inspiration. I mean, Caesar Clown might have been inspiration. I really don't know what was first.
Tailor-made to counter whatever overpowered abilities Mayuri's opponents use. On the fly, Mayuri's Bankai can create a version of itself that acts as a hard counter. Counter Mayuri to create a Bankai that's the personification of his ability to counter everything given the chance and time to do so.
Nasty ass, like, bruh. Oh, is this the chief? Yeah, they gotta run. Yeah, run.
One of the more awaited Bankais in the series is none other than the Captain Commanders. As such, Ryujin Jaka blazes its way to claiming the 5th spot on the list. Those manga readers who were curious as to what destructive capabilities Captain Yamamoto held didn't need to wait too long after the conclusion of the Fullbringer arc. Powering his way through Quincy's in his desperate bid to save Soul Society, Captain Commander Yamamoto unleashes his Ryujin Jaka's full potential with its Bankai. Zanka no Tachi, the Bankai, creates a blazing atmosphere upon casting, causing far-reaching effects akin to a drought for most people. In addition to the expected fiery powers, it also grants Yamamoto a protective armor of flames and the ability to reanimate the dead. Pretty much nothing can stand in the way of its sheer might. Zanka no Tachi's final move serves to incinerate and burn everything in its way to a crisp. Rounding out our top 3.
I'm starting to be like, what can be number 1? Because all my hits are getting knocked down. The ones that I'm thinking of are just knocked down one after another.
Is Byakuya Senbon Zakura at 4th place. I don't know about you, but I think that the image of Byakuya using Senbon Zakura is one of the most visually stunning attacks in Bleach. Breaking down into numerous cherry petals that swirl around and slice up his enemies, Senbon Zakura has been a fan favorite of many, owing mostly to its unique flair and the popularity of its wielder. If swarming enemies isn't enough, Senbon Zakura's Bankai form can also be converted into numerous forms of Byakuya, such as a Hall of Swords and a Sphere of Death. It even got a new mode in the final arc where he throws all Senkei swords in one go, focusing purely on offense. With Senbon Zakura, death by 1,000 cuts never looked so cool before.
Yeah. Y'all remember that episode of Jessica Jones where the dude who could take over minds was just like freaking out because he was losing, and he was like death of 1,000 cuts, and that girl just started counting each cut. Bruh, that was terrifying. Oh my gosh, but he was the best character in Jessica Jones. I know that was off topic as hell, but
The Kuchikis really have it down pat when it comes to kicking ass while looking as graceful as possible.
I was really running
Following
from
her
Jessica.
brother's footsteps, Rukia proudly takes her place as the owner of the number 3 Zanpakuto on the list. Fans of the anime would be familiar with Sword no Shirayuki for its cool and graceful modes known as dances. The first one creates an ice pillar around Rukia, while the second one allows her to fire off a freezing wave. The third dance, which allows her to manifest a blade of ice out of thin air, looks tame in comparison. Things get even more awesome in her manga-only Bankai form. Named Haka no Togami, Sword no Shirayuki's Bankai form releases a super AoE freezing field, causing everything around Rukia to freeze and subsequently crumble. Physical contact with Rukia at this point will even cause others to freeze due to how cold she really becomes. Rukia's Bankai appearance, making her look like a queen of ice, is just the finishing touch. She truly takes after her brother when it's all said and done.
yeah, he is icy cold. I forgot what his Bankai did, but his Shikai I thought was dumb as hell at first. I think it extend as long as it wants.
Shinso.
Come on, bro.
Shinso is a simple Zanpakuto. At Gin's command, it extends. Pretty simple, and compared
But he was
to
a
all those
cool-ass
colorful
character, though.
powers, it may not seem much. However, its true merit is in its Bankai. Its Bankai form, as revealed in the anime, has the ability to plant a part of itself into its target, causing the target to suffer cellular destruction at Gin's beck and call. It seems unassuming and melts down an enemy from within, something that seems to fit such a sly and venomous personality like Gin. It takes a lot to elicit a legit reaction of panic out of God Mode Aizen, but Gin did this with his Bankai's ability. All that bullshitting to Ichigo about its speed worked, and for once, the mastermind villain finally got outsmarted, albeit temporarily. Seriously, I don't know a way out of this. We know Bleach can just bypass fatalities and strong moves by throwing the Reiatsu explanation at us, but Aspals and God Modes aside, I don't think that anyone can survive Shinso's Bankai ability. At the top of this list is an often overlooked Zanpakuto due to the level of exposure in the anime. There's just so little that the anime had a chance
I overlooked
to give
this
for our
too.
Captain Kyoraku and his twin sword Zanpakuto, Garden Kyokotsu. For someone with his status as a senior captain, he gets so little focus and is somewhat relegated to comic relief, with only serious battles featuring either his unreleased Zanpakuto or the Shikai, which you might remember to revolve around games. Well, his Bankai, as shown in the manga, takes a much more dramatic turn. Instead of forcing the opponent to play a game along with him, Shunsui forces his opponents to take part in what seems to be a gruesome reenactment of a play. Taking on a grim and heavy atmosphere, Kyoraku's Bankai acts in phases that show symbolism regarding his relationship with Nanao and the Issei family, but I'll stop right there in order not to spoil it any further. In classic fashion, the Bankai ends with a simple, clean execution. The delivery, the overall drama, and the revelations during the Bankai's debut remains one of the standout parts of the final Bleach arc in my opinion. And that's it. Honorable
I was not expecting that.
mentions go to some more fan favorites, notably Zangetsu, Sakanade, and Kyoka Sugetsu.
Okay,
However, given that even in the
alright.
manga, we didn't see much of those Zanpakuto's new powers, most notably given the joke about Ichigo only knowing how to throw Getsuga Tensho variations, sadly sticking around and holding true. I decided that those Zanpakuto
I mean, the amount of
naturally
times
missed
you
the
hear
cut. Perhaps
Getsuga
the anime
Tensho,
will add some
crazy.
scenes and give those swords more shine, especially given Bleach's tendency to run filler arcs and episodes. If this video isn't enough to satisfy your craving for more Bleach,
Bro, it's been like a year. Where is that 2021? Like, bro, where's it at? Where is it at? I'm waiting for it. I need more Bleach in my life. That sounded horrible. Like, I'm not injecting Bleach anywhere. I'm talking about I need more of the Bleach anime in my life. I need to get out of here before I keep saying stupid stuff. All right. Hope y'all enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Peace. I'm go cry because I'm no longer a Joe Budden podcast subscriber. It's cap. I don't care about Joe Budden.